Hello Aries, welcome to your January 2023 Love Tarot reading. We are going to be unpacking the relationship most alive in your heart right now, Aries, and I invite you to stay to the very end of this message because I will be pulling you an archetype card that you are guided to explore and embody in your relationships this month. I also have 2 spaces available for one-on-one coaching starting in January. So if you are seeking spiritual counsel in your life to support your evolution and your relationships, this offering may be for you, Aries. You can book a free call with me using the link in the description box right below. I also recommend checking out some of my personal readings, including private tarot and astrology readings. I will also link those in the description box. So let us dive into your love messages today, Aries. We will be pulling from the tarot and clarifying with the cards, as well as using some of these initial cards to see who is showing up the strongest today. This could be your initial, Aries, or the initial of the person you are inquiring about. So let's start off by pulling some of those spirit guides. What are the dominant initials that want to come through today? And my intention is that this reading, this love message, reaches those who need it most. So we have C, F, S, A. I'm hearing Christopher. We have H. I'm hearing Hanley or Henry. We have HK. B. I'm hearing Bobby, Brian. M, Matthew, Mateo, Michael, Monica, Taylor, I'm also hearing vibrant, so maybe you've gotten that compliment lately or somebody, you're feeling vibrant right now. I'm hearing Joey, Jennifer, Glenn, Mariah. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling some of these tarot cards, and I'll clarify with the Weaver Tarot, which is absolutely stunning. So what is the relationship between Aries and this person right now, Spirit? The Hanged Man. Interesting. What is Aries' current energy? 4 of Cups. What is this person's current energy, Spirit? I'm hearing that song by T.I., You Can Have It All, I'm pretty sure it's called. Obstacles and blocks. What is the main blockage here? The Emperor. What is your best approach to this situation? The Knight of Swords. And what is it that you do not see coming here? Okay, so we have some interesting energy on the horizon. You could have walked away from this person with the 6 of Swords, or they could have walked away from you, Aries. I'm almost feeling like this is, I'm going to clarify this, but it could have been really either or, where you're thrust in a situation moving into a new time period in your life. Whether you've wanted it or not, it seems to be arriving very quickly. You could have had a marriage or lived with this person, but the burden that you shared was too hard to bear. So I'm hearing initiation. It feels like many of you could be going through a massive initiation right now in terms of your relationship with this person, and really forced to look at some uncomfortable truths with the Hanged Man. What is the situation as it is now? So it's almost like there's a strong desire to move forward, but also something keeping you tied to the past with that energy of the Seeker of Wands, but then not feeling like you want to expand, but not fully being able to just yet. There's some threads or cords to the past that I feel you are still unraveling or working through, my loves. Please clarify this Emperor card. Timing is, I'm hearing an issue, and then I heard of the essence. So there is a very divinely timed circumstance or situation in your life right now that I feel you could be resisting. It's like resisting the natural timing of things. You could feel as though you don't want to go along with these changes. What's going on here? Seven of Wands, clarifying the Tower. So yeah, what I'm sensing with the Star and the Fool at the bottom of the deck, like you guys are going through a massive change right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if you've been experiencing like a lot of ascension symptoms, headaches, feelings of insomnia, not being able to fully ground your energy, a lot of like activation in your crown chakra specifically, but also feeling maybe a lot of hesitation or fear or a sense of not being able to move forward in certain areas. And I think this is a very divinely guided pause in your life, Aries. Now, with this Seeker of Swords, it almost seems like communication between you and this person has been paused, as it is tied to the Hanged Man, which is all about really pausing before moving forward and needing to get an alternative perception of things. So the divine is keeping you kind of at a standstill until you and this person look at a situation differently. So a lack of movement is indicated, a lack of communication or slowed communication, but reflection is really dominant here. So you could be reflecting a lot on this relationship, and so could this person. And this could actually be a topic of one of the conversations that you do have if you are in communication, really analyzing the relationship or the failures of it, whatever. But I wouldn't be surprised if for many of you, communication has ceased altogether. Now, your energy is currently represented by the Four of Cups. So you could be feeling as though nothing is really taking off in your love life, or the cup, the investments that you've been putting in are not being received right now. And the Four of Cups can also be just feeling frustrated or bored with any of the efforts or your contributions. And I think that you have a lot to give, and you've been planting the seeds here, and you could feel as though you've really tried to nurture your relationship with this person. With this Ace of Coins, this is how you view them. So you view them as like a wise investment, a worthy investment, and you're maybe wondering why it hasn't taken off the way that you thought it would. Now, their current energy is the Nine of Cups. So I see this person is actually going through a time of great fulfillment in their life. It also feels with this Ace of Cups that they could be viewing you as somebody who has a lot of purity, or somebody that they trust because you represent something very pure to them or very beautiful. So I'm curious, like, why communication has ceased right now, because it does feel as though this person views you in a very high regard. Now, the current obstacle and block, it feels like timing is definitely a block here, and it could be a timing issue, that it simply is not the right time to come into full union. But I'm also feeling whoever the masculine energy, the dominant masculine force in this connection is, hasn't laid down the structures for the relationship to fall into place yet. So it's almost like a lack of initiative, but it could be that timing the person does not feel like the timing is just right. So that's coming up as very dominant. I also feel like this person could be quite connected to their feminine energy or their intuitive energy, and this is what gives them a really strong sense of when the timing is right. Now, again, we have this clock here in the reverse. So I feel like Spirit is reminding you with this card in the reverse that your best approach is surrender to timing and to not try and force your way ahead when things aren't going your ego's way. Aries have a beautifully strong energy. You're ruled by Mars, and yet there can be sort of a desire to for things to manifest or to move forward before they're ripe and ready. And you're guided not to make any brash decisions here, but to honor the cycles of rest and rejuvenation. And it's actually going to help this relationship flourish and thrive a lot more as well. What you don't see coming is very interesting. It feels as though some of the shadow things that you may have been pushing into the background of your mind in your relationships, Aries, might be coming to the forefront in the near future. Maybe this is where you tend to resist life or resist what is. I think that this can actually manifest into something not so positive. And so it's funny, it's a love reading, but I'm getting a very dominant message to communicate here. Stop trying to push things along faster than they're ready. Be where you are and accept your situation and circumstances. Accept what is, while trusting that it is where you're meant to be. And this is where the most healing occurs with the Star card. We also have death underneath it. So you're going through a cycle right now of recalibration and regeneration, and that is often the theme of retrograde periods. Mars is currently in retrograde until the 12th, it will be moving direct very soon, and Mercury is also in retrograde. So with this comes a lot of revamping our energy centers, our energy fields, and kind of dissolving any samskaras or the things that we have held onto that are no longer meant to be in our life. So I doubt this has a lot to do with this person in general. Perhaps it does, but for many of you, I feel like this is more of a wider theme in your life right now. But this relationship is also going to benefit a lot from you surrendering and really listening to the slow internal rhythms of the season and not forcing or fighting forward. Now, I hope that this reached those who needed it most, my loves, with the Fool card. I also sense like after this Tower moment, there will be a rebirth. So don't fight the changes that are coming into your life. Surrender and trust the timing is the main message here in love. Now, in the extended reading, we're going to take this a lot deeper, and we're going to tune into this person's feelings for you, their truest intentions. It seems like they view you in a very high light. Do they have the intentions to make this deeper, to make a structure for this relationship? What is the likely or potential outcome between you guys, and more? So I'm going to link the extended below. And finally, let us pull your archetype card. So what is the archetype card that Aries is guided to explore and embody in their relationships this month? What is the energy that Aries is guided to explore and embody? Interesting, the Maiden. So the Maiden is our adolescent feminine self. This is really connected to free-spiritedness, following the impulses of play. And I'm really sensing that there is this impulse very present in your reading where it's like, I want what I want when I want it, right? And you're actually being guided to really surrender to the tides and the timing of your life. So analyze, the maiden within you and ask, where am I fighting life? Where am I being stubborn? And how can I invite more playfulness and trust and that inner child, inner maiden aspect into my life? How can I bring more romantic energy? How can I kind of make love to the present moment without needing to make things different or connect to something outside of myself? How can I nurture my inner fountain? So this is a really dominant and beautiful energy coming through for you guys. I highly recommend doing some more exploration about the maiden archetype and how you can kind of tap into it and also heal the shadow sides of this archetype as well. So help you evolve through your relationships. Thank you guys so much. That was such a tongue twister. I love you. All the best to you, and I'll see you soon, Aries. Bye.